Before you buy new construction in the great state of Texas, here's what builders hope you do not calculate. Because I've watched builders fall in love with a model home on a Saturday and start questioning the payments, the taxes, commute time, hidden costs by Monday. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to navigate new construction in Texas and where you actually have leverage right now, because you do. Now, before I start, I'm going to give a little disclaimer here, okay? I want to be really clear on something. This is not an anti-builder video, but it is one that's going to help inform you if you're really considering new construction. There are some fantastic builders in Texas, and new construction can absolutely be a great option depending on your lifestyle and your budget. But I think buyers deserve transparency. That's just the way I roll, because this process can feel incredibly overwhelming, especially if you're relocating from out of state into Texas, or even from the greater cities around Texas, from one city to another. And what I've noticed is that most buyers walk into that model home, they get mesmerized by all the glitz and the glamour, right? The space, the man caves, the backyards, and they focus all of their excitement on the house itself before fully understanding the long-term reality of the payments, the taxes. Those taxes are huge, okay? I'm going to keep talking about them, and what daily life will really feel like in that community. Because the truth is that builders are incredibly good at creating emotional experience. That's their job. They need to sell you. You walk in and everything feels perfect. The lighting is beautiful. The ceiling height feels high and airy. The kitchen is luxurious. The landscaping is mature. Everything is in its place, to include the furniture. And suddenly you are mentally moved in already, okay? This is where a lot of buyers get into a little bit of trouble with the model homes and the heavy upgrades that are in them. Some builders and industry experts warn that once buyers begin selecting lot premiums, structural options, and design center upgrades, the final price can increase dramatically by $50,000 to $100,000 more than what they were anticipating. So the very thing I would do when walking into that model home is ask what features are actually included in this particular floor plan or in the builder packages. Another one would be, how much did they put into the model home? Because usually those are totally different numbers. I recently had a new client who was looking at new construction homes. They absolutely loved the model home. They thought the advertised price was really great, but by the time they added in the lot premium, structural options, design incentives, and everything they assumed was included, it was tens of thousands of dollars more. Nothing was really hidden, but nobody really walked them through it, which is why they were like, Angie, we don't want to even go look at any new homes. It's going to cost us too much. And that's exactly why I always tell my buyers, understand the real cost before truly falling in love. Starting in the low 300,000s, that sounds really wonderful, right? But listen, it's not really that. One of the biggest mistakes I see is that people are shopping around in Texas. They look at that advertised base price of the home. They're like, oh yeah, I can afford that. That looks really good. I'm going to save so much money. But once you start adding up all those extras, right? Those premiums, the upgrades, HOAs, insurance, all of that, the price that you originally thought, it's even more. And it looks completely different. And this becomes even more important in Texas because property taxes here can really surprise you. I mean, really surprise you, especially in newer communities where you have an addition of the MUD tax, which is the municipal utility district, or PID, which is a public improvement district. That's an additional tax that's added into the tax rate. And if you're not familiar with those are really additional taxes that are utilized to pay for infrastructure, things like roads, utilities, drainage systems, all of that. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality explains that a MUD are commonly used for financing infrastructure in the rapidly growing areas in Texas. So one of the smartest things that you can do as a buyer is to compare the tax rates community to community before getting emotionally attached to that particular house or neighborhood. In my opinion, this really matters far more than choosing between two countertop colors or a floor plan even. I would personally want to know what's the full estimated monthly payment, and then what's the additional tax rate if there are any. How much is insurance estimated to be? Because insurance is becoming more and more of a bigger conversation in Texas due to hailstorms, severe weather, rising rebuilding costs, and more. The Texas Department of Insurance has warned that weather-related losses and rebuilding costs are pushing insurance rates higher and higher across Texas. The Washington Post also recently reported that worsening hailstorms, hurricanes, and rebuilding costs are driving major increases in Texas in the home insurance premiums. Some of the smartest buyers I see are not necessarily buying the flashiest home. They are buying a home that they can comfortably afford long term. Those pressure tactics, let's talk about it. Another thing I think buyers need to understand is that the market today is very different than a few years ago. Buyers are competing even harder. Inventory has increased in many Texas markets, and a lot of the home builders are offering incentives to move homes quicker. One of the biggest shifts I've seen is that builders need buyers more today than during 2021, 2022, when things were crazy. According to Redfin, many builders are offering incentives like mortgage rate buy downs, closing cost assistance, and other perks to attract buyers, especially in states like Texas, where new inventory is really high. Realtor.com reported that new construction homes are significantly more likely to offer mortgage rate buy downs, builder incentives than existing homes are because builders have more flexibility to offer financing deals on inventory. This is where buyers have actual leverage if they approach the process strategically. For example, instead of immediately asking for upgrades, I would personally look at closing costs, incentives, interest rate buy downs, or inventory home discounts first, because lowering your monthly payment usually impacts your life more than upgraded backsplashes, which you can do later. And another thing I think buyers should do is compare the lender incentives and your chosen outside lender. In many Texas markets, builders are still carrying significant inventory, which means buyers often have more negotiating power than they really realize. That's why understanding where your leverage exists is important. Sometimes builder lenders have incredible incentives, which you should consider. Sometimes they don't, but a lot of the buyers never compare options because they assume that they have the best deal with the builder lender. And you absolutely should shop around. And my next point might save you thousands of dollars. I know y'all are hearing me, right? Okay, listen, don't let urgency make the decision for you. Do not feel pressured. And this leads into another huge thing buyers need to really understand. Urgency is part of the sales process. This incentive expires tonight. We have only 2 lots left. Prices are increasing tomorrow. And to be fair, sometimes those are true, but it really depends on the sales reps. And I know a lot of reps around here who are honest and some that really are putting pressure. But urgency changes the way people think, especially once they are already emotionally attached to the house. One thing that you can do is slow down the process, and that will help you make a better decision on whether or not this is the right one. Also, the things that you want to do during that time is drive the neighborhood in different hours, visit at nighttime, talk to people around who you see walking their dogs or that are at the park with their kiddos, but don't be weird. Research the developments that are surrounding the community and ask when the amenities are actually projected to open, especially in those brand new communities, because all of this really matters long term. What buyers get blindsided on after closing. Let's talk about it. One thing I think surprises a lot of buyers moving to Texas is how fast suburban growth is happening. Listen, even the census have taken note of this. The Austin Round Rock metro area is one of the fastest growing areas in the country, adding over 58,000 people per year. And it's continually growing, especially in the central Texas area. Austin American Statesman and the Texas A&M Transportation Institute shows that the Austin area traffic congestion is worse and worse, okay, as the population is increasing. And we feel that pressure. And because of that, buyers are sometimes moved into communities that look beautiful on paper, but still are unfinished in real life when it comes to that. The model home area looks gorgeous. The renderings look amazing. The future amenity center, oh, it's like a spa, right? Going on a resort. But then buyers move in and what do you realize? Construction is everywhere. The amenities are really not going to be finished when they said. Retail spaces are still empty and the area does not feel fully finished. And again, this does not automatically make it a bad investment. You just got to take that into account. Some of these master plan communities become incredibly long-term. That means you got to hold on. I mean, for at least 5 to 7 years if you're buying in a new community. But buyers need realistic expectations because sometimes what we are buying is the vision of the neighborhood, not necessarily the finished version of it yet. And this is why I always tell buyers, do your research on the house in the area. That's for sure. And here's something I think buyers overlook. Someday you're probably going to end up selling this house. So don't just think about how easy it is to buy, but think about what's going to happen long term. Is this a particular community that's going to increase in value over time? If a builder is still constructing hundreds of homes nearby when you're ready to move, you're potentially competing against the new home builder and those incentives that you got in with. Trust me, they're going to be offering those too when you go to sell. That's not necessarily a deal breaker if you stay at least 5 to 7 years or at least know what's the estimated time that the builder is going to be building in that neighborhood. When are they expected to complete everything? But that should also be a factor in your decision. Here's another one. Do not, I repeat, Do not skip your home inspections. Here's a misconception I see buyers assume. Again, because it's brand new, they don't need an inspection. They can save that money. But new construction homes are still built by humans, usually very quickly with many subcontractors involved. Mistakes happen. And no, that does not mean every builder is bad. There are absolutely amazing builders in Texas, but this still is one of the biggest financial decisions that you'll ever make. Protect yourself. Personally, I would absolutely do an inspection on a new home, especially a pre-drywall if you have the opportunity, and I would do your fully completed home inspection. If you can get it done before they put that drywall up, that's even better because you won't be able to see what's behind the walls prior to that. Not a bad thing, but just makes it a little bit trickier. Independent inspectors regularly find issues with new homes, to include roofing problems, grading issues, HVAC concerns, plumbing, etc. Even in my new home, we found beer bottles in the chimney. And truth be told, I wouldn't have found it. I'm not going up there on the roof. Inventory homes versus to-be builds. This one is where I think inventory homes are very underrated right now, especially when interest rates are higher or builders are trying to move their inventory, their current inventory very quickly. And if you're unfamiliar with the difference, a to-be built means that you are building from the ground up and selecting every single finish. An inventory home is usually one where the builder has already completed the home and it's just waiting for a buyer. One reason I think inventory homes are so underrated right now is because they offer something buyers desperately need: clarity. You can physically walk that exact home, see the exact lot, inspect the exact house, evaluate the actual lighting, all of that, because everything is complete. You are not trying to imagine the final product that would happen in 6 months. I think that clarity helps buyers make a much better emotional and financial decision. Plus, builders will sometimes offer stronger incentives on inventory homes because they want to get them off their books as quickly as possible. So if the deal is good, inventory can be one of the best decisions that you could make in this market. How would I personally navigate this market? At the end of the day, I really do think new construction can be an amazing option in Texas. You get modern layouts, newer systems, energy efficiency, builder warranties, and often access to a growing community with newer amenities. There are generally a lot of positives, but if you are personally navigating new construction in Texas right now, here's what I would focus on. I would compare total monthly costs, not just the base price. I would research tax rates before looking at those upgrades. I would compare builders, lenders with your outside lender. I would drive the neighborhood for an hour, during rush hour even. I would visit the area at nighttime, talk to the neighbors, and don't skip the inspections. I would seriously consider inventory homes as a good deal at this moment, whatever that good deal is for you, whether that's pricing, incentives, whatever have you. Look, a bad commute follows you every single day, and a stressful payment follows you every month. So if I could leave you with anything, it would be, do not let the model home make the decision for you. Let the numbers make sense, lifestyle make sense, the location makes sense, and then let yourself get excited. The right home should feel exciting and sustainable, not just emotionally convincing for 30 minutes of a tour. And if you're thinking about moving to the Austin area or in Texas and you want somebody to walk you through it, click that link below. I'd love to be able to talk to you more about it. Did you find this video helpful? Then hit that like button. And if you're feeling my vibe, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you don't miss a thing. And I'll see y'all on the next one.